Raiders upset the Chiefs and in the process also upset Nick Wright. Coach, talk us through okay, talk us through it.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that introduction, Jenna. That was fantastic.
I wanted to put you in a good mood.
I think the idea that Kansas City's offense is done or can't come out of this is way overrated, and Las Vegas is going to have to do a lot of things offensively to match their production. And the first thing is that they're going to have to handle KC's extensive blitz package. Kansas City blitzes about 33% of the time, which puts them third in the league. It's creative. It's different each week. And even though the sack totals are horrible, they're last in the league in sacks, their hurries are actually third in the league. So they're affecting the quarterback. They're not sacking the quarterback, but they are affecting him. And over the last 3 games in total yards, they're actually 11th, which is down from their 26th overall. So they've made progress defensively. And this blitz package is difficult to deal with on a weekly basis. The second thing they're going to have to do is they're going to have to get some production or better production from the outside receivers. Right now, Brian Edwards and Zay Jones have combined for a total of 25 receptions. And obviously, losing Henry Ruggs is a huge issue. And I know they're bringing Deshaun Jackson. We're going to have to see what he's able to do. But those outside players are going to have to give him more. Otherwise, teams are just going to sit on Hunter Renfrow. They're going to sit on Darren Waller. And they're going to take away the interior part of the offense. And New England suffered through that for quite a bit of time. But that's got to improve. They've got to have an answer there. And then the last thing is they're going to have to continue to generate explosive plays. They actually lead the league in pass plays of 20 plus. They're third in the league in pass plays of 40 plus. And KC's been 28th in the league in dealing with those plays of 20 plus or giving those up. And they're last in the league in giving up plays of 40 plus. So I'll show you a play here that kind of combines all 3 elements of what Vegas is going to have to do. Baltimore is a great comparison. They blitz a lot. They're creative. Here they've got 7 guys up at the line of scrimmage, a lot of different options. They know they've got to deal with Renfrow. They know that they've got to deal with Waller on 3rd and 4. So what they do is they overload the right-hand side. Vegas doesn't have enough blockers. And they drop these 2 linebackers on the left-hand side to deal with Renfrow. They've got the double team on Renfrow with the linebacker and the DB. And now they've got the double team with the linebacker and the safety coming out on Waller. They also have what they want from the blitz perspective. They've got a free runner who's going to pressure Carr. And you can see Carr's loaded up here. Edwards is locked man-to-man in tight man-to-man coverage. He's not out of step, but you can see what a great play he makes coming back to the ball, being able to stay in bounds, and then continue on. So if they can do those 3 things, they're going to give Kansas City a lot of problems and Nick a little bit of heartache.
All right, I want to talk about the other side of the ball, though, because Wilds, I have to make another admission.
Oh,
I'm nervous about this.
Oh, good.
The Raiders last year were the only team to beat Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. The game the Chiefs came back to play them again, it took a final play of the game touchdown to Travis Kelce to beat the Raiders. The Raiders could have beaten the Chiefs twice last year. Why do the Raiders match up well against Kansas City? They do better than anyone in the league the single thing that gives Kansas City the most problems, which is they create pressure on the quarterback without blitzing. So I've really tried to up my game for these coaches segments. So I'm out here building charts. I got an X-axis, a Y-axis. Now I want to show you something. This is all hand done by me. I absolutely did not just steal this from Warren Sharp at Sharp Football. I did not steal this from his Twitter account. He might have stolen it from mine. I definitely made this myself. So what you're seeing here is this. The X-axis left to right is how often a team blitzes on 1st and 2nd down. So the team that does it the most is Tampa. You see them on the far right. The team that does it the least is the Raiders. Okay, so that's the bottom axis. The Y-axis, how often you get pressure on early downs. So the team that does it the least, amazingly, is the Bears. The team that does it the most is the Raiders. So without blitzing, they get the most pressure on 1st or 2nd down. Coach, That scares me. I'm not going to lie. That is the exact recipe to causing trouble for, you could argue, any offense, but particularly Kansas City's. They have more sacks than any team in the league without blitzing other than Chicago. They have been successful at this. How do you deal with that if the team can get pressure with only bringing 4 guys? Because I don't know the answer.
Yeah, that's the ideal situation when you don't have to pressure and you can get it with 4 guys. It doesn't get any better than that. And then from an offensive standpoint, the ways that you can deal with it is you incorporate cadence variation, and that's harder on the road, obviously. Screens, you run the ball and then use play action off of the run. That slows those guys down. And then you try to use some variety of misdirection or things like that can hopefully again slow down that pass rush. The last thing you want to do is just line up in stagnant formations, have consistency of cadence, not really incorporate any screens and make them pay for the aggressive approach that they have. Don't incorporate any quick passes. Those things will get you killed. Look, the Kansas City offensive line, that was supposed to be a strength because it had been revamped, and that's been a big issue throughout the course of the season, and it does take time for those groups to gel and to really understand how each guy fits together. But they've got to show some more growth, and this is going to be a tremendous challenge if Kansas City is going to get back to where they were offensively.
So Coach, I want to talk to you about Mahomes' so let's say emotional state. They won last week, and poor Nick Wright was out here. Rather than being able to talk about a great game or a great season or perhaps a dynasty, poor Nick Wright came onto this show and said, "Did you see the one good play Mahomes made?" And I was like, "Oh God, is that where we're at? One good play?
Last
one.
Wow,
He's like, it's going to unlock." So it was one of Mahomes, if not the worst Mahomes performance outside of he didn't turn the ball over, but yardage-wise, in his career. If you were the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, do you think that Mahomes is going to want to sort of, flex his muscles a little bit, shake it off, like take some more chances because he had such a pedestrian game last week?
Well, with Mahomes, and we've talked about this a lot, when every single game you want him to be Superman, when every single game you assume that you can get down by a couple scores and somehow win it in the fourth quarter by him being incredible, which he's been incredible a bunch. It's hard and it's a lot of pressure. And when you do go through those rough patches as a player, instead of taking a step back and saying, okay, I need to go to fundamentals, I need to just do the things that I'm good at, sometimes you go the other way and you press and you press and you press. And that just makes it worse, and things compound. For him, if they can take some of that pressure off, and look, I've talked about the running game a 1,000 times. That helps take pressure off quarterbacks, and you can show them that you can win in a way that isn't totally 100% relying on him being superhuman. That helps. Now, just this morning, Mahomes was talking about the need to take shots and how they were going to still take shots. So I don't know if he's in that space yet, but it's hard. And I've talked about it 1,000 times. Dealing with success is often just as challenging as dealing with failure.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.